Hey, before we kick things off, I want to tell you guys that the Mid-Show is presented by Miller Lite. Rico Bosco on the show today. He's here right now.
What's up?
I want to tell you guys the first thing that we did when we walked in the United Center on Tuesday.
Hold on. Let me guess.
Guess.
You got yourselves a couple Miller Lights.
Ice cold.
That's exactly what we did.
I love when they're cold, dude.
There's a section about 104 that
Okay.
sells Miller. We went right to that section.
That's a good tip.
Yes,
That's
104 in the United Center.
Okay. You think it's for all sports?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say, yeah. It was definitely not. I tried to go to the...
No lines, too. So
yeah, it was great.
it felt like
You guys made out like bandits.
we
then.
did. Yeah.
Because it was the college basketball thing, so it wasn't as packed as a standard event. But I tried to go to that convenience store that's right there too, and I like was peeking through the glass. I was like, "Hey, you guys got Miller?" And they're like, "No, 104." I was like, "All right, see ya,
Good tip.
see ya."
That is a nice tip.
It's a great tip for the people.
Section 104.
That's where you got to go to get your Miller Lite. And if you don't want to go anywhere besides your house or your party or wherever you're at, you could make it Miller time all season long. When you get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, you just visit MillerLite.com/redline, or you could find it pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. On that note, all right, Bang Bang, welcome to the Mid-Show, presented by Miller Lite. As we just said, Bosco's here. We had a nice night at the United Center.
Thanks
Thank
for the
you.
invite, boys.
Yeah, Chief.
Yeah.
Did you get the invite, Dave?
Nope.
Dave's not. Dave's. You can't go to that
Why can't I go to
because
that?
you got your purple and white on. Like you need to focus on what's going on in Evanston.
Can I
What
tell
would
you
you-
something? I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made it, right? That's what
the invite would have been appropriate.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Of the three guys, well, listen, Hank's a Duke guy. Invited Hank.
Yep.
As much shit as I give Jack, he's one of my best friends here. Not that you guys aren't, but of these three guys, I invited a guy who made it to halftime of the second game. Would you have made it to halftime of the first game?
Yeah, no, if I go, I would commit. But but the real answer is I would not have made it to tip off of the first game. Because I would have said no.
Right.
I still would have liked the invite.
You're just trying to ignite 30-year wars right now.
If it was anything, hockey related, if it was like fast pitch related, I go in different directions. It's college hoops.
Yeah, college hoops, just 4 legendary programs.
The best was like at the end of the game. That's how sick I am. If there was a third game, I'm staying. Like,
My
Have
thing
you ever
was
done that? Have you ever done like a conference tournament? Because my dad and I
Yes.
used to do that when it was at the Big Ten tournaments at the United Center, and you get there first game be at 11, and you stay the whole day.
Well, so we did when my dad got
Quadruple
us.
header.
Yeah, Nassau Coliseum.
But I'm not a college basketball
Nassau
guy.
Coliseum 2001. He got us both sessions, 2 in the day, 2 at night.
for the NCAA tournament.
NCAA
I've never
tournament.
been
That was
to one.
back when you had 4 at the same site,
Yeah.
which is all the same region in the same side of the bracket. And
I think they should
we
go
went
back
out to
to that.
dinner, came back. It was fucking
Go to
lights
Borelli's?
out. No, this was before, or I didn't know about Borelli's.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Next time.
So, but yeah, this was 01. I was young. But yeah, my brothers were young, and in the late game, they're like, Dad, there's a. Then we went back Saturday for a doubleheader. And they were like, Dad, there's another game. It's like, all right, yeah, we don't have, I think we dipped out on a blowout late, but
is me making it to halftime of the second game sufficient?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
What
Especially-
happened?
at any
What happened
point-
to that game though?
It was a good game.
And you left during a good game.
No, they were up by like 10 at half.
yeah,
Okay.
7.
So
All
yeah.
right.
The other part of it too is as I've gotten older, is it cool to say you went to the game? Yeah, but
You just want
it's
to post. You want the
insignificant.
Instagram post, right? That's why you do it.
It's insignificant, and the same thing. He watched it on his couch.
Yeah.
And he got to hear Billis talk about it. Like, I didn't get to hear Billis say a word. That, to me, I actually might have lost out being in the
Yeah.
building.
My exact process was I left at halftime.
What time was it?
I don't
Probably
know.
like 9:30.
Yeah, 9:30.
Getting towards bedtime.
Came here with Hank. Watched the start of the second half. Left at like the first media timeout. Went home. I was home with like 7 minutes left. It was like
That's awesome.
perfect.
Yeah. No traffic at that hour.
It's
Yeah.
just the same on
15
TV.
minutes.
It's just the
Yeah.
same on TV. But
It's going to be a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to do nights like that once you adopt one of those puppies from Paws downstairs.
True.
Yeah.
True. Also, if we weren't coming off a doubleheader last week
Yes.
with
Yeah.
Loyola
Yeah.
and Arizona State, then I probably am more inclined.
I had to
Let's
go.
say.
I had to come.
I made it to halftime of the second game of the Barstool Invitational.
Yeah.
And like, listen, I like college basketball.
Yeah.
But November college basketball is not.
Yeah.
The,
100%.
it's not the tastiest.
There was absolutely no
appetizer.
amount.
Are you
We got a nice pizza before. We had some Miller Lights all night. Like we
Yeah.
had a very nice night.
Nice little boys' night. Would have been nice to be involved in a
Yes.
boys' night.
Yeah.
If you had invited me, like, hey, we're having a boys' night, I would have been like, I'm in. By the way, it's college basketball. I'd be like, all right, I'll still come. 'Cause
Don't
for
let
the-
him guilt
for-
you.
For,
He
the,
needed-
for the fellas.
I had a
He
couple of
needed-
meetings. I had to go to the game.
Okay.
He
You know how
needed
that
to
works.
watch a
Yeah,
rerun of
Put
the
on my
little-
nice sweater, my good
I
shoes.
brother, I love a good sweater.
Yeah.
You know that.
You need to watch a rerun of the Revolver series on History Channel.
I don't even, wow.
What is this all about? I haven't heard about this.
You
I don't
just
think
made it
I don't
up.
think it exists.
But
Okay, it sounded sweet.
it sounds like a show about Smith and Wesson. but
Yeah, like I would have watched
it'd be
shit
awesome.
out of that
It's how
instead
they, it's
of
how they
watching
defeated the
fucking
Comanches.
some Duke.
Yeah.
Danny,
Michigan State
how are
basketball
you?
game.
Good. You just preferred to watch it a block away from your couch on your TV.
What?
Your people forget that your TV is a block away from your
Oh,
couch.
yeah.
That is true.
So I
No,
keep
it-
my eyes. Eddie's got glasses over there. I don't need that.
Those are blue light.
But I get it. Sometimes you want to be invited to prom, but you don't want to dance. That seems
Right.
like Chief's case.
Yeah.
But yeah, those doubleheaders, man. On the
they don't
East,
look bad on you,
God,
Dave.
they're
No?
all night
No.
long.
Disappointed with. It seemed like the least traveled school was Michigan State, and they're the
Really?
closest. Yes,
Are they?
In Big Ten country,
like
like top
Yeah.
5 team.
They've really dipped. I feel like.
but it's it's crazy to
What do you
think.
mean? As a program,
They're not. They used to be like you. Every other year they'd be in the Final Four. It seemed like.
they still are every other year.
When did the last time they went to the Final Four?
I don't know, but they always make runs.
When-
19.
They made a run 2 years ago, and they
Oh,
weren't
wait.
even ranked heading into the tournament.
Well, that's what I
Was
mean.
it
I
2
f-
years ago they were in?
Was that?
No, it's 2019. They beat Zion. They weren't in the last couple. They were in 2019.
I don't.
guess.
I don't think Michigan State is like the blue blood that they were 10 years ago. I'll say that. I feel like
2021.
they've dipped a little
Well,
bit.
that's like the sneakiest thing is that Izzo has one title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and that was what 98
No, 2000.
with
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mateen Cleaves.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mo Peterson. That's kind of like when my college basketball.
Okay,
was
last
at
year
its
Sweet
peak.
16, 2020, 2021
started
final
watching.
final four.
In 21.
No, that was 2018. Okay, that was 2018, 2019.
Yep.
It says NCAA first four in 2020, 2021.
So they're in the play-in game.
Elite. They've been to two.
That was the game they lost to
Michigan's-
UCLA.
Yeah.
two Final Fours and two Elite Eights in the last 10 years. Is still pretty fucking good.
I agree.
good.
I
and a
agree.
Sweet 16.
He's unbelievable. He's
But
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not getting like the NBA, like
No.
the blue
the
chip,
one and
we
done.
the
we
blue
tried
chip
to,
guys
we
anymore.
did it last night. Eddie was like, "Who do you have? Michigan State's all-time 5 against Duke's all-time 5." I'm like, Eddie, it might be a 30-point game. Like it's Draymond,
Magic.
it's fucking Magic, it's Mateen Cleaves, and then from there it's like Drew Knight. Like you start. I'm probably missing some
Jason
guys.
Richardson.
Yeah, Jason Richardson.
But if we're
Zach
talking,
Randolph.
Oh, Jason
Randolph.
Richardson, yes.
Zach Randolph.
Yeah.
Zach Randolph went to Michigan State.
Yep.
Am I crazy?
No, you're not. That is
he
100%
did.
Do I know more
I don't
about
remember
college
that at
basketball
all.
than Rico?
Yeah, Zach
Do I know
Randolph.
more
Yeah, you
about
do.
college
That
basketball
one
than
slipped
Rico?
through.
He played with Michigan State. He was right after Mateen Cleaves.
who was the guy
in
that
the
just
championship
graduated?
team.
Great college player.
Denzel Valentine.
Payne.
He
Yeah.
stinks.
No,
who
not
who
Payne.
was
He just
was
graduated.
Granger, the big white kid? Remember him?
That was not Paul Walker. Paul Davis.
No, you're right though. Denzel Valentine, and we're talking college. too.
Denzel. I mean, he's
So
Big
you're-
Ten Player of the Year,
you
lottery
don't-
pick.
You can't hold it against Cleaves that
Yeah.
he didn't
Yeah.
wasn't good in the pros. So like, yeah, Duke probably still smashes him.
I didn't know Zach Randolph went to fucking Michigan State.
Yeah, who
Miles
played-
Bridges is the name you're probably thinking of.
Yeah.
He was
Oh, yeah,
he
I
was
thought
a
he
one
was-
and done type.
I thought he
Gary
was gonna,
Harris was a stud.
That's a good one.
I think Michigan State. Steve Smith, they give him a game for sure. Eric Snow, they had a lot of guys.
The Avengers.
Yeah,
This guy's saying Eric Snow.
what? Like Eric Snow wasn't the point guard on the team that went to the NBA Finals. Do I know more about basketball than Ed?
No, that was the Philadelphia 76ers.
We finally have our Bulls guy.
I can Cassius Winston. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
Clippers.
Stud.
He was awesome there.
Stud.
He was there for like 10 years too.
Yeah,
He was stud.
He was one of those
yeah,
guys.
but I
did not play for the
I
Clippers.
do maintain that they're not like you used to just be able to pencil them in as like the contender for the Big Ten. I don't think that that's the case anymore.
Who's like Rico in your mind? We always have this discussion. Who is the true blue bloods
I'm gonna write them down.
in Rico's mind?
UCLA, Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, Indiana. I think that's it.
Heels.
Oh,
whatever.
UNC
I didn't miss
has to.
UNC.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah, UNC, and then that's this like that's
No.
the Power Six.
What
I mean,
about-
because here's the thing. Listen, is Villanova like a top tier program? Yes. Have they been good since the '80s and a little bit before that? Yes. Like they've been really good. They've been a great program through the '90s, this and that. But I'm talking like it's almost like a picture of like black and white and like the yesteryears. Like who are those programs?
I think you can make arguments for two more.
I got one I would like to hear a take on.
I think it's Syracuse
Yes, that was it.
and Connecticut.
Oh, UConn definitely.
UConn
definitely.
has to be. in
UConn.
there.
Yes, UConn definitely.
Well, that's what's interesting,
but
right?
the crazy thing is
they
that
win like every 4 years.
that they built UConn got built through Calhoun.
They've
But
won
yeah,
2 with other
They've
guys.
UConn.
UConn
that's
definitely.
that's a bad
and
miss.
then Cuse was my other
But
one.
I'm just saying like
We'll have to see what Syracuse is without Boeheim.
no, I don't think Syracuse should be.
I don't think so.
They've been
either.
around forever, but they've been a lot of like teetering.
If
It's
Syracuse,
just because they've
I
been
guess
in.
like when I was a kid.
Yes.
like, I love.
They're
the
a
Big
prominent
East.
program, but they're not a blue blood. Yeah, UConn was a bad miss, and I forgot Carolina listing them. But yeah, that's where I would end the list.
This I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop myself from complaining about conference realignment.
Yeah.
And lamenting about the old Big East. I'm not gonna do it. I've done it
for
too
you.
much. I'm stopping myself.
good for you.
Thank you.
That's growth.
Yep.
But here's the thing, though. Indiana. At what point do they get the fucking boot? And at what point
I
do
know,
you just
but it's
officially
still, you know,
bump
it's Indiana.
UConn in?
Indiana
Yeah, I know.
basketball. Like,
There's
that's-
something like when you're watching that CBS 11 o'clock game in February and it's Assembly Hall.
oh, I love that.
Having
Indiana-
been there was
Yeah.
amazing. I got to go to Fog next.
Fog Allen.
Yeah.
I wonder if people have that thought still because the movie Hoosiers. Because I think Illinois and Indiana are like the same program at this point.
They
mean,
The
Could
same program.
But Indiana
and
carries
Illinois high
so
school-
Indiana carries so much weight, man. The striped pants and that shit. It's like,
I mean, R.I.P. Our guy just died.
yeah.
Bobby Knight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were thinking about cutting him out of the intro for Healthy Debate. Oh. When I called Dave Bobby Knight. And I go
Really?
like this.
Yeah.
Because of that?
Yeah.
I mean, the man just died.
Yeah.
No. He would want you to keep that in.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Let's
Bury him
actually.
upside
Yep.
down so his haters can kiss his ass.
That's an all-time great quote.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this could be a fun
How old was
exercise.
he? Like 82, 83?
I don't know.
I didn't see his
I think
age.
so.
I think this could be a fun exercise. So we said UCLA, Duke, North Carolina, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky,
UConn.
UConn. Why don't we? Can you grab Reags, Danny? I just want to see
Yeah,
how
yeah.
he would say, because you know how it's
I don't
always
think
like
he's gonna-
debated.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
I
going to
think
really
that
venture too far
1,
off.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think
That's
that
it.
is the list.
And
Yeah.
like,
Think of it as a conference. Like, could you put an 8th team in there? Yeah. Like, but then it starts to get hairy. So, like, has Arizona been good for a long time? Yeah. Like, they're a prominent program. Yeah. Like, Syracuse has been probably above average more than other teams. Like, should you put them in there?
I think Syracuse
Has
Arizona's got a
Michigan
great, and Michigan State.
State, Michigan
and
State's been better
Michigan.
than what people think.
well,
Like,
that's what I'd say. Like the first 3 out right now is Syracuse, Michigan State, and Villanova.
I think you guys are a little high on Syracuse.
Yeah. Okay. But all right.
I don't know, man.
They had so many great
yeah.
They're
players over
just
the
a
year.
staple. Yeah.
They were all like they were.
They were
That's
consistent.
the thing. You
but
got to
here's the thing.
differentiate between
Gonzaga has
blue
also
blood.
averaged like 30 wins for the
that
last
they haven't
25
won one.
years.
But there's a difference
I know,
when
I
you're
know,
playing
I know.
Georgetown,
Yes.
UConn, all these,
Instead
for
of,
a
like,
year,
long-
Villanova.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
But I
good to
I
be
do
back.
think there is a difference between like March Madness staple like Michigan State, Syracuse, than pure blue blood like Kentucky.
Yeah, because you have to. It's the amount of Final Fours, the amount of national championships. How close is Maryland to that list? Because that's another program that
They were
was
inching their
pretty prominent.
I
I put
feel
them
like
in the
that,
Since they
prominent
changed
list.
that
Big
Big Ten
Ten,
move
yeah.
hasn't played
No,
out,
yeah.
but when they were in the ACC,
That's
Yeah.
a crime too. That I feel like Krzyzewski had a backdoor deal that they never played Maryland in the Big Ten Challenge. Which
yeah.
is bullshit.
That's weird.
yeah,
Reags. All right. We were going through it. Okay.
that mic right behind you.
Please name the Blue Bloods.
College
College
basketball.
basketball.
Kentucky,
Okay.
Duke,
Okay.
Kansas,
Okay.
UCLA,
Okay.
UConn,
Okay.
There's one easy one you're missing.
Indiana. I said
Okay.
that.
UNC.
UNC. I think that's it.
No
That's
IU.
I said
No, he said
you
it.
said
Yeah,
IU?
so he
Okay.
made-
Yeah,
he's the
that's
exact
7.
same
That's a
7.
perfect 7 of what we
I
said.
They're
think
trying to
that's it.
vote. They got Syracuse higher on the list than people think.
Hell no.
I said like we said like the first 4 out maybe.
Yeah, I would say Nova,
MSU, Cuse.
Nova, Michigan State,
Arizona.
Arizona.
I think Syracuse is right.
Oh,
there.
Louisville and Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville's
Louisville,
true.
Yeah.
probably
Louisville's
too,
gotta be-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are like Syracuse has been bad for the better part of like the last like 7 years.
100%.
I mean, they're just always on the bubble and then
Yeah.
they make a Final Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of had that Michigan Stateism.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
But like
Michigan State at least has 2 titles.
in the 90s and the 2000s, like they had so many like great teams and great, like just bad. Like them and UConn were just fucking battle.
Can
and them
you
in
lose
Georgetown.
blue blood status though? Like,
I think IU's getting close.
You're getting
What-
close, but you can't lose
what about
history.
okay? So like,
That's the point.
How
That's
long-
what I keep saying.
I think you can.
So-
I think you can.
Well, I mean,
we
they
don't
do. They
talk
s-
about University of San Francisco basketball anymore. What they haven't been good because they haven't been good for
Right.
70 years. So like,
how long would it take like Bama to be bad in football for them to lose blue blood status?
God.
A decade?
No, longer than that, I think.
Dude,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
they
you-
were bad for a decade.
So
Yeah,
if they were
yeah.
bad for a decade,
2000 and
that would
2000, yeah.
make people be like, well, Saban was a long time ago, but then you still have to go back to Bear Bryant with Alabama.
Yeah.
Like you got to think of all the.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, put it this way: if we want to tear down that house because it's got a bad roof, which is the last 10 years, you take that roof down.
All right, here's a perfect example.
And then you look at the first floor, and the first floor is Saban's thing, and you're like, well, we need to probably remodel. Like, okay, let's get rid of Saban's thing. Then you go down to the basement, and the main floor is fucking Bear Bryant. You're like, oh man, you know what? This house has good bones. Like, put it that. You know what I mean? It's so long before you could deteriorate
Foundation's
that
good.
house.
that like the case study for that argument is Notre Dame.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
Yeah, 'cause they'll
Notre
never
Dame
be
has
like-
been bad more than it's been good in our lives, and NBC just keeps re-upping and like.
because the audience is
know,
there.
yeah.
And then they, and then Charlie Weiss takes him, a couple of 10-win years, and Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly got a bad rap. He brought that
He's-
program back to national prominence.
Yes, he
Now-
gets a
now,
bad
was he a-
rap
was he a
because he's a
dick?
noted
Did he
asshole.
probably
Yeah, I would say that's the thing.
Did
Yeah.
a kid like get that whole thing? Like, yeah, but he was good, man. He
Yeah.
had them in what, 2 championship games and 2
One
playoffs.
championship game,
and 2 playoffs?
game, and 2 playoffs.
That's unheard of.
Yeah,
Let's look at let's look at the early 2000s of Notre Dame just being in fucking New Year's Six bowls
Yep.
as an achievement and getting washed in
boat
those
race.
games.
I think it was Willingham where they went to the Fiesta Bowl. And
Against
they lost
Oregon State. I remember that game.
Smoked TJ
Smoked.
Hushmanzada and Chad Johnson. And I remember being like, holy fuck. Like,
I forget about the Willingham era. Like, because to credit, like, Kelly was, like, he's an asshole, but he was good.
yeah.
And they were
Willie-
trying to put him on the hot seat early.
Well,
Like
he-
2015,
he
he was
had
like
the one
it was
for-
like 3 years removed from a championship game.
He had the 1-4-8 year, and then he had the scandal, and you go 4-8, people
Yeah.
start asking questions. I'm starting to ask questions about Freeman,
Yeah, I think it's fair.
and
I think it's fair.
I like him. I want him to be the guy, but they butchered that OC hiring so badly, and it showed. And they wasted Sam Hartman, and it's like, well, what?
Did they waste him, or was Sam Hartman not that good?
He might have been a little bit of a lemon, but like
Yeah.
he put up insane numbers for years, and then he comes to Notre Dame and can't do it. Something tells me the problem's more with the coaching staff. And you can look at where they were O-line U for a long time with Harry Hestad. Rees leaves, Hestad's like, I'm just going to retire again. And the offensive line, everybody, they had Blake Fisher and Joe Alt were both supposed to be top 10 picks. Now they're saying Joe Alt probably will still be, first round pick. But Blake Fisher, people are just like, I don't know what happened to that guy.
You wonder, like they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. Just air the ball out if you.
Did you guys do college football blue bloods?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
Well, I don't.
I would
Well, I was
probably
going to say,
just kinda shift
how
into
many
this.
do you consider?
I would
Like, if
probably
we
be
agree
bad
there's
at that
7 in
list.
basketball, how many would you say there's in football?
So
have to
Georgia, Bama, OSU, Michigan.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
No, I
hold
think
on.
that, I don't know
Slow
if
it
you.
down,
I
slow
think
it
there's
down.
so many on this list.
Rico, I'd like you. To do
I think
this.
I think I would be bad at this list, but I would say Bama, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State,
USC.
USC,
Texas.
Texas, Oklahoma,
What about Auburn and Florida?
No.
Florida more so.
Florida, probably, man. They've
Florida
been
more
Look at their
so.
all-time record.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know that. But they were, feels
you
like
said
they've been
USC?
better.
Yeah.
USC.
Would you say LSU?
Yeah.
I think LSU is
yeah.
closer than.
But I feel like
than
was
Florida.
LSU that good in the 80s and 90s? I'd like to know that.
I think the only SEC teams for sure. I mean, I think Tennessee historically is a way better program than
Like Oregon.
I don't think Oregon's been good.
They don't have the titles.
Oregon's not even top 10 all time in wins. So it's hard, and they don't have a national championship.
This is why I asked the question about Bama.
Florida
originally.
State.
I think it's
No one
yeah.
said Texas yet. That like
No,
how
we
long
said
do they-
Texas.
I think
Okay.
it's very
But
hairy
how long
in
do they have
college
to be?
football. I think it's
How
so
many
bad.
more years do they have to be just average?
I would
before they're
say
no
that
longer-
Georgia probably doesn't sniff this discussion if not for this Kirby Smart
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
I would
know?
agree.
Yeah, like they're that next group. Like,
As
yeah,
a
they
kid,
were
I don't
good,
remember
but they
Georgia
didn't
ever
have
being
the-
good. Now, I wasn't as tuned in the 90s, but I do not remember Georgia being like
No,
that
They were
always-
good.
they were
I don't
always
remember
good.
Bama being that good in the 90s. I'll
They
be
weren't.
honest.
They weren't. They went through a ton of.
Yeah.
They won a national championship in 1992. They beat Miami, and then from '92 until Saban got there, it was not like oh Bama.
Yeah,
Like,
like they were
everyone's-
fine.
Yeah,
they were fine.
They were
Northern
better
Illinois
than fine.
and Garrett Wolf, Michael Turner beat him at
I
Bama
think-
one year.
I think you got to show a little bit more respect to Florida in both sports.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Florida in basketball though,
They had like spikes.
But all right, if we're gonna
Florida
applaud
would be
Michigan-
somewhere like
I guess
15 for basketball.
I get-
top 15.
Yeah, like back to back, that fucking
It never
means
happens. Yeah.
No.
And football, like even like Spurrier won.
Yeah,
He
dude.
won the Heisman
Yeah.
in like whatever year that was. The team went 6-3. You know, so it was not like they were not like a power. Like the SEC used to go like Bama, Georgia, Tennessee were the cream of the crop, and then these other teams would spike.
Kentucky.
And then when Florida went back as a coach is when they became like a powerhouse.
Yeah, him with that golf shirt is something, man.
The visor.
They sell
I
it
love
now
Spurrier.
on the website. I want it.
They
Really?
have that
Yeah.
documentary. It's called The Believer, which is all about Spurrier and Spurrier's whole
really?
life. It's an ESPN doc. It is like do not delete status on my DVR.
Really?
He's a
I
really
love
unique guy.
Spurrier. I
He's a
love
really
Spurrier.
unique guy.
Yeah.
loves Arby's.
It's so
Does
crazy.
he?
He went to South Carolina.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Like, that's just
and
one of those
made
schools
them
that-
very better than they'd ever
Yeah.
been in their entire
Right.
history. Yeah.
But like that's not even forget the conference. That's same division.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had that little
He had
debacle.
the debacle
with
of Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then do you remember who was the coach there before him?
Where?
Immediately before him?
South Carolina,
Yeah.
Lou Holtz.
Yeah, Lou Holtz.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Lou
that's right,
Holtz
yeah.
went there
God.
and like I think it was either his first year or maybe it was the year after. South Carolina went 0-12. Holtz came in and made it like respectable and started getting like donations in, and that's why it's named like Williams Bryce. Is like Holtz was really starting to like, hey, like we donate less money to the football team than any school in our conference. Like no wonder like we suck. So we started getting money in, and then he got old and Holtzy. So he left, and Spurrier came in. And Spurrier, I think, they had 3 years in a row, 10 wins.
They were pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that was the Garcia era, right? Steven Garcia.
And my man,
And yeah, your
Connor
guy.
Shaw.
You forgot about your obsession
Connor
with
Shaw.
him.
Let's take a quick second. Let's talk about ChevyDriveChicago.com. Chicagoland, your local Chevy dealers want you to know
Talk about a
the
blue
time
blood.
to buy Blue Blood Chevy.
Yeah,
I drive a Chevy.
So do
Do
I.
you? What do you got?
Equinox.
Chevy boys.
Traverse.
Equinox.
Oh, different models. I like Traverse.
I
Which
love
one's the
the
Traverse? Yours
the
bigger?
big SUV.
Oh, okay.
It's got the captain seats, right?
Yep, captain
Yes.
seats.
Like
and
that
then
a
the
lot.
then the fold out in the back.
Oh, how do you like the Equinox, Rico?
Love it.
That's great
I
stuff.
bought it out. Had it as a lease and bought it out.
Oh, so you want that? That means you really liked
Yeah.
it. You could have just sent it back at the lease. So whether you're looking for a car for you or for the whole family, Chevy has a great selection of SUVs of all sizes with sleek and comfortable interiors and top-tier technology and safety features. Check out the latest offers on the Chevy Equinox, Blazer, and Trax, and find your local dealer at ChevyDriveChicago.com. Yeah, it's that simple. The time to buy a new Chevy is now. And make sure you grab it. You don't want to be headed into winter without a car. So,
No.
go grab a Chevy at ChevyDriveChicago.com. It's a fun conversation.
Yeah.
I think Florida's a little underrespected in this room.
I really don't think so. I also I don't know if I want to throw Texas on this list.
That's why I asked.
Oh, man.
They at least have a title
They have one title
in our life, like
with
that we
Vince
all
Young.
remember.
Yeah, but there's other teams that have titles in our. We didn't put Miami on this list.
Yeah.
Miami's got more.
Miami's up there.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
To me, it's like you have to win with multiple coaches. Like that's what for
And it's got
basketball.
to be it's got to be like a national brand. Like Miami has like 30 people that goes to their games.
Yeah, but when they were
Yeah.
cooking, they were cooking.
I think
so.
that's more of a function of the city of Miami,
Right.
than the football program.
I mean, nobody goes to Heat games
Fan
and they still
support?
won how many
Yeah,
titles? They didn't
fucking
still the
makes sense.
Dolphins.
it's just not a part of the culture the way it
Nah,
is in
no.
other parts.
What else you got, Eddie? I got a hot take. 25 Days of Christmas starting up soon on TV. Might be one of the most shit program lists I've ever seen in my life.
What do we got on it, Rico?
What movies
to
are
me.
you talking about?
They have
How many blue blood Christmas movies?
They
are there?
don't put them on. They put on a ton of shit.
It's like the Hallmark Network.
Go look up. Well, I think it is now.
You know,
Hallmark.
today's
ABC
the anniversary of Home Alone, right?
Really?
Came out
33
today.
years ago.
Wow. They have trash, dude, on this.
Trash.
Pull up like their full
pulling it up
list.
here.
I blogged about it. It's crazy. And they're like, don't change it. The other thing is like, is Toy Story great? Yes. Is Toy Story a Christmas movie?
No.
Not really. And they
The
shove
second-
How is it a Christmas movie?
The second
they shove that
one's-
shit down your throat.
It ends at Christmas, but that's it.
Here we go.
I would
Hallmark
never
Channel.
consider it a Christmas movie.
Countdown to Christmas. All right. How the fuck do I get this list?
What? You can't do that. That's against the rules.
Yeah, you could pull it up there, Lance. That'd be great.
Clunt down.
Is it Hallmark
All right,
or
here we
the
go, here we
old
go.
ABC Family?
Wait.
You got it, or you want him to pull it up?
November 15th. Today. The Royal Nanny. 1 o'clock. A
Love that
Magical
one.
Christmas Village. 3 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Christmas at the Plaza. 5 o'clock. Hole Out the Holly. 7 o'clock. Flipping for Christmas. 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Christmas Next Door. Like, what are we doing?
I think it's because you're on Hallmark. You got to go to whatever ABC Family is now.
Freeform.
Freeform.
Oh, it's Freeform?
Yeah.
All right. I'm an idiot.
Freeform has
It's the
the
same
real.
It's the same.
Hallmark's
shit,
all that
dude.
lovey, like the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like-
I mean, they.
All right, here. 25 Days of Christmas. Give me the full schedule. I told you my idea, right?
Which is no.
You know, I haven't even heard of like some of these Eloise Christmas time.
A channel that runs sitcom.
Richie Rich's Christmas Wish. I've never heard of
A
that.
channel
I
that
haven't
runs
either.
sitcoms, Christmas special episodes, 24/7.
Oh, I like that.
So
like
at
that.
3 o'clock, you get the Fresh Prince.
You get Home
Christmas
Alone,
episode.
or,
Oh, that's
you
a
can
great
get
like
Boy Meets
Red-
World,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
you can even go to the 80s. If you put on a show from the 80s, like fucking Three's
Cosby
Company,
Show.
and it's a Christmas episode, I'm fucking watching. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
No, I like
I don't
that.
need to know anything about it, but I'm watching. Here,
That's a-
The
that's a good
Star,
idea.
A Christmas Carol.
Rico, you got a few
They
good
just
ideas.
they just keep running the same
Rico,
shit.
I think you fucked up though. I think this is a fine schedule on Freeform. You were just looking at Hallmark.
They got that December.
No. They run
December
this, but they're
1st.
only running the same things over and over. Richie Rich Christmas Wish, Disney's Christmas. They're running the same
They
things.
don't really have a lot of the, like
Home Alone
the
3?
classics
Yeah.
either.
a little
No,
drummer
listen.
boy every once in a while. They just run the same kind
I
of
wonder
shit.
if they're
It's a
allowed
Wonderful
to.
Life.
I don't know if they run it, dude.
This is daytime TV though. Look at night. They got all the prime
Alone.
time.
The night,
Home
they
Alone,
do
yeah,
have
the
the
prime
ads,
time.
yeah.
They got the Grinch.
They
got
run
three
Home Alone
Alones.
basically every night. Yeah, Santa Claus is coming
Keep
to
scrolling
town.
there, Lance.
They've got some. They took away
What's
some
the
of this
prime
shit.
time?
Maybe.
Santa Claus.
Okay.
You got
I think
there.
they've scaled down to get rid of a lot of the crap, but they had a lot of crap on here.
You got Frosty the Snowman.
How do you feel about the claymation classics?
Like
I
that-
don't,
like
I don't
that
think-
Frosty?
I don't like Frosty.
But I'm
I
saying,
don't-
are you talking about like those sort of claymation ones?
I was
Like that
thinking
era?
more like Rudolph.
I think
They kind of creep me out if we're being honest.
There's the Simpsons. I mean,
They
I don't
give
know
me
if
a
it's
little bit
Christmas
of the
special.
willies. I love
Jingle
like
All
a
the
red
Way.
zone. That's such a good idea. That's such a good idea.
a red zone of
Christmas,
Christmas
yeah.
sitcoms.
telling you, bro.
Yeah.
Telling you. You get the imagine the fucking
There's Eddie's Jingle
Boys
All
to
the
Ma-
Way, finally.
Jingle All the Way is elite.
Great, great
man.
movie.
You heard about my content idea? I teased it on Healthy Debate. I am going to watch It's a Wonderful Life with Nikki Smokes.
Oh,
Kid could use it.
yeah.
Yeah, he needs the culture.
I think
Everyone could use
he
it.
will be enraged the minute the movie starts. And it's
Why?
black and white.
Oh, the
It
minute.
is
How long?
enraged.
It won't take.
It's
It will
from the
take him
30s,
10 minutes
right?
to
he will
realize
be
it's black and white.
enraged.
You know what though? If he
Somewhere around there.
if he doesn't get the message and he just
I don't
shits
think he
on it-
will. He will. I think he will shit on it the whole way through.
Yeah, but that's
Like I'll
gonna
be like, don't you recognize Sam Wainwright? Like fuck him. Like I think it's gonna be a very funny video to cut up because I actually want to watch it on TV version so that in between we can like recap things on the commercials.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expect him to. Also, It's a Wonderful Life, sneaky.
It's my mom's favorite
Not really
movie.
a Christmas movie.
That's a life movie. It takes place at
Yeah,
Christmas.
I don't think
Takes
it's a
place
Christmas
definitely
movie.
a Christmas movie.
Yeah, well, because it's synonymous with
Christmas
Christmas.
movie.
Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong,
Yeah.
but
It's
it's not really.
Teeters on the edge and not.
You could.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie that you could watch in June and not.
That's
Yes.
probably.
Right, but
more
it is a
appropriate.
Christmas
Because 99% of it takes place not Christmas Day.
Hey,
I mean, the
Rico.
only day is
I
Christmas
hate
Eve.
that
at
we're
the end.
7 days away from the bird and we're talking Christmas already. I just got to point that out. Like
yeah.
the bird's not even in the oven yet, and we're just fucking talking about
it.
fucking Jingle All the Way. And I love
The
Jingle
bird's
All the Way.
not a season.
The bird is a season.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
it
No
not
one
a
has ever
season.
said Thanksgiving season.
It's,
No,
a,
it's a
great
It's a week. It's a week.
I think there
It's
should
a
be a
week.
move to give off all of Thanksgiving week.
Well, give us the week
National.
then.
Hey, do we got
Like,
that
just
Sunday off out
nationally.
of curiosity?
We got to be here, brother.
Do we?
I don't know. Maybe that's Cyber Monday. We're here, right? Yeah, Cyber Monday. Telethon. There's a 100-year-old theater right by my house called Music Box Theater. They do a double header of White Christmas. Then they have like Christmas carolers sing on stage, and then they start It's
I don't
a
know if I've
Wonderful
ever
Life.
seen White Christmas.
Did you ever go Christmas caroling, Rico?
No.
I don't know if I've ever seen White Christmas.
People do it
Can
in
I
my
tell you the
neighborhood. I
truth?
won't do it.
It's not great.
I also,
But,
I would
in my
like
opinion,
to get.
people love it though.
I would like to get
Let me do
maybe a few people to come out to the mall in the New York office, or we go here. Eddie, when is it officially Christmas season for me?
It is TGE.
No,
No?
it's whenever you start going Christmas shopping. That one night out at the mall, you grab a couple of gifts and you reward yourself with Sarku in the fucking cafeteria. or
Wait,
whatever.
what's
The
Sarku?
mall food
The
court.
mall food court.
Sarku,
food court,
Japan.
food court.
It's
Sarku,
the,
Japan.
okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
generic Chinese food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
It's
get,
like,
you get a couple of bags, you put them on the other seat, and I just love to sit there by myself, drink an ice cold Snapple, eat my fucking. It's unbelievable.
Get fucking spotted
Rico.
by someone.
On the topic of bringing up content ideas that you had a blog, and I know you wrote it facetiously, but at the same time, like, this is absolutely something that we should do in America or maybe even globally. But it was when the Taylor Swift ticket fiasco was going on,
Yes.
and there was just thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per seat just to enter the door at all these stadiums. And Rico had a blog.
The title of it was "We Should Do More Lines."
Yes, it was perfect, and it was obviously the thumbnail
Yep.
was a picture of a cocaine line, and it's like, we should do more lines. So obviously the clickbait completely got me,
Yep.
and it was, we should make people, because I used to have to the very first pair of tickets I ever bought was Hootie and the Blowfish with my dad, and we had to wait in line at Carson Spears, Perry Scott. I don't know if you guys have those out east, but when you were reading the blog, you're like, hey, we used to have to wait in fucking line for 3 hours for concert tickets. You want to cut
Even
down costs?
baseball tickets.
Make people wait in line.
Look at the
and
things in this
that
country
will
that
drive.
haven't.
We used to have to
wavered.
go to the mall to get Orioles tickets. My dad and I.
Everything, yeah.
Like, I remember
Yeah.
there was this, like an Orioles store in the mall. You had to go there. They had the schedule. They had the seat map of the stadium, and you'd be like, all right, we need 2 tickets on Saturday, June 11th, section 104, row 8 or whatever.
But,
And then
like, point
sit there
is
and ring it up and hand it to you.
If you
Crazy.
don't want all these rich assholes artificially, really
It just
inflating
dilutes the market. Yeah.
then make them wait in line.
Look at things in this country that have not wavered in terms of like order, and it sucks, but you have to do it. And it's like, why do I have to do it? It is what it is. The DMV. They don't care.
yeah.
Rich, poor,
Nope.
black, white, tall, short, fat,
Everybody's
skinny.
on the exact
Motherfucker,
same
get
level.
online.
Yep.
Get online. You're fucking
And
lining up
if
at
you
the
don't
DMV.
have something there with you,
Yup.
you gotta go
You gotta
back
go
to the back of the line.
You gotta go back. It's DMV, bro.
Yeah,
Bakeries, they ain't no cutting
Yep,
lines
yep,
in the
nope.
bakery.
Nope.
Dude, I had
You
that
want
thought.
you want the prosciutto bread for Easter? Get in fucking line, dude.
Dude, I had that thought the other day. The amount of respect I have for bakery workers is through the roof. You know how early you're waking up to fucking get those things started, to
Doing
pour
shit,
to
too.
pour the fucking flour and the yeast.
And they always open at like 6 a.m. I feel
Yes,
like
dude.
too.
And that's when they open.
That's
That's
what
not
I'm saying,
even when
yeah.
they're prepping.
Yeah.
like those are the dog days
and it's
of
like
the night.
it's hard to get a break there because you get the pre-church crowd, the post-church crowd.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's not like the dead times during mass. That's about
Yeah, the
it.
bakery business is tough,
Dude,
Those are fucking-
going to the swim club in the summer. You got to get online fucking early in the morning.
I hate how they say that.
Online instead of inline.
Yeah, you're in it, not on it.
Yeah. I got to stand there for 2.5 hours before the place opens so you get a table.
You gotta queue up.
It's fucking crazy.
I think it's a genius idea, and I think it would set America back to its roots.
It would.
To
If
some
you make
sort.
people wait on lines or in lines, it
It would cure racism.
it would. It would
Sexism,
it would fucking
homophobia.
put
everything.
everybody back in shape. I agreed. Everybody thinks they got a fucking hook.
Yep.
What do you think about people who cut lines?
You always got to have a guy. I respect that too. Like I ain't waiting in line at DJ's, or I never did at the time. Like
Yeah, but
That
that
depends on the move on how they
depends
cut it.
Yeah.
I'll reward creativity. If you can creatively cut in front of me, I'm almost
all
like,
right. What do you think?
I'll shake your hand.
What do you think about the guy who uses the exit at a sporting event?
Like to sneak in
Yeah, he goes into the exit.
to the bathroom.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a douche move. But
I
if you're
hate that
sneaking
move,
into
yeah.
the game, like
I
more
watched
power
two
to
guys
you.
almost get in a fight over it.
I have gotten in a fight over it.
You almost got into a fight.
Me?
Yeah, not into a fight, but someone was sitting in our seats yesterday.
Oh, that was just fucking unbelievable. Shout out Game Time, the best. I know I have the tickets, and I count the rows, and they just wouldn't. We first get there, and they're just like looking at us like idiots. We're like, all right, it's 4 down here. That's a better setup, 2 and 2. We could talk. Like it's not 4 across. You kind of lose out on that. Like okay, let's take the 2 on 2, 2 rows down. Then the lady comes down with like 2 minutes left in the Duke game. She's like, hey, I have these 7. I'm like, all right, yeah, that guy fucked us first. So we go back. I'm like, pal, you sure you have 11? And show him the ticket. He's like, he's just silent. He wouldn't say no. He wouldn't say yes. I'm like, guy, like, what are we doing? And I have etiquette. I move back so I'm not blocking anybody. I'm like, guy, what are we doing? He's like, well, I got like seat 11. I'm like, okay, but you're in 12 to 15, and I'm showing you 12 to 15. So figure it out. And you know what? That Kentucky guy, Eddie, that we sat next to was a nice guy. So I put him clear. It's these 2 idiots. They just wouldn't get up.
It was one of those like I just saw the Rico face and I just started creeping. I started Homer and Simpson back into the concourse, and I was like, "He'll get this squared away. I'm gonna get a Miller Lite, and I'll be back, and I'll have a seat."
Rico,
Let me just wait till this de-escalates for a second.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about. So, in the Loyola Mississippi State game last week at the not Sears Center, Wintrust, I saw there was a play where or was it was Florida
Loyola
Atlantic,
FAU.
Loyola FAU, where you were on mop duty under the
Custodial.
duty under the north basket of the gym, and a dude ate shit on the floor and goes, "It's wet as fuck." And then there was a transition basket on the other end. And that was, to me, what sealed the game. It was like a 4-point swing, and it put FAU up by like 8 or 9, and the game was over after that. Rico started fist bumping. I think Rico was point shaving in that basketball game.
No.
He's got too much integrity for that.
No, this guy ate shit.
No,
he
he
goes,
doesn't.
"It's wet as fuck." Right
Was
at
I-
Rico. And then the game was over.
Was I wearing an FAU polo? Yeah.
Yep.
Who's to say? But no, I did what I could. I think he was just complaining. That was also the wet mop. That's when it was the first time I went out there with the wet mop from Nikki Spills. So.
I defended you, Rico. I wrote the blog just for Rico.
Nikki
Wait,
Spills.
did that made it?
That did.
Like people saw that interaction and everything? Because I
Yeah.
thought only Spider and I noticed it.
No, Spider tweeted it out.
Oh, I
And
didn't.
then,
I didn't
then
know.
Maine
Okay.
picked it up.
Yeah, and then
I
it was
I didn't even
truthfully
see that happen.
compromised. It was I could smell the beer and it was wet. I knew right away. I'm like, oh shit, this is bad.
Compromise, but you were lazy on the one, but I defended the compromise.
Yeah.
No,
I would say you have a mind connected that you're saying hello to assistant coaches. You know the refs by first name. You would maybe try to use that in other areas than custodial duty. But hey, you do what you do. Next man up. So
Dude, you're just trying to get on the clock, weren't you?
I would have been better than them.
The clock
I
was
would
a
have been
mess.
better than them.
Those refs were bad. They were pretty bad. In the Loyola FAU game, they were.
The last game, those guys, that's a Final Four type crew.
Yeah.
Somebody reached out to me in the Big Ten and goes, how the fuck do you get these guys? I'm like, Pete did something right because they were excellent.
The first three refs in the first game were awful, I thought, but it was a fun turnout no matter what. It
was the best crowd we've had. And Dave said it today on Pick 'em. He waited about 3 seconds till it ended, and he's like, "We're done, never again."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think that was the
I think
word.
there was some behind the scenes people who, when I was leaving my hotel the next morning to come here for Pick 'em, they were like, if we get a sponsor, I could see us doing that again. I said, yeah, sure.
Well, that was more of like a Penn initiative thing,
Yeah.
right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was to go hand in hand with the Arizona Bowl.
If it didn't cost so much money, I do think it's a kind of a fun event.
Yeah.
But
But that's the thing.
I
It's
think
not
that
a
we could
revenue driver. I have no
could
idea.
come up with teams of 5-on-5 or 7 out of guys in the office and stream it and have a very good time and get a good audience. for
yeah,
that.
pretty much.
Yeah.
It
Instead
is
of
nice
renting
getting
a
like
fucking
those games
massive
though.
stadium
What?
out.
It is nice getting like a Loyola FAU
Yeah.
like
It
type
was-
game
we
as a basketball fan being like,
The
oh, I want
first
to watch
slate,
them.
the first 4 we had were not moving the needle, especially in Philly. So it's
Yeah, we had a great card this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Mississippi State's good. They're like on the edge of the top 25 right now.
Yeah, did you chop it up with Hurley at all?
yeah. Briefly, we had shit to do, but I would have stuck around for practice just to like learn. You could always learn something, but yeah, he's a good guy.
I got into like a Hurley wormhole. I was telling Rico this. So the father, who the famous Woj fight
yes.
was over, legendary coach in New York, and his school just
Jersey.
like just
Jersey,
Jersey. Sorry,
Yeah.
St. Anthony's in Jersey City, just up and closed. I was stunned.
Every
the
dime
whole
he
school
made,
did?
Yeah.
every dime he made from speaking engagements, he gave back to
The
nuns and
documentary
shit,
on it's
tried to
really
save
good.
it.
I think it's on HBO Max.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it HBO Max? It's on one of them, but it's a few years old now, but it's
Well,
really
he famously won a state championship, and in the locker room was like, "Great job, everybody! Unbelievable. You should be proud of yourself. Seniors is a way to go out." He's like, "You juniors, get in the gym tomorrow because I don't think we're good enough to repeat." He's
That's
he's
amazing.
wired differently, man.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing.
yeah,
But
he used to drop the kids off in bad neighborhoods when they were growing up to get
Really?
better.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a crazy finding because I've always heard about it. And then when I went to look them up and I saw their clothes, like, holy shit, is that a big
Yeah.
deal? But it turns out it looked like the whole school was basically just a basketball team.
good. It was. Like, it used to be a bigger school.
Did
Yeah.
you
And
ever
then-
watch the documentary of the I Hate Christian Leitner?
Yes,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I have guys who hate Duke. They respected Leitner coming off of that.
Yeah,
Like he at
big
least
time.
authentically was
A dick.
an asshole, but he also he was an ass. People are gonna be like, well, he had a little Jordan in him. I will say,
Yeah, but
that he
like-
knew to push buttons.
Yeah.
I think you could respect that too.
I'll
reason I
never
brought-
respect Christian Leitner.
The reason I brought it up,
How old were you really watching Leitner though?
too.
I mean, I was
I was 5 when that game happened.
same.
I didn't watch
You're
him.
2 weeks older than me, but
The only game I remember, the first game I ever remember was Duke losing to Arkansas.
you got to remember, my old man went to Wake Forest.
Yeah, all right. fair
So
enough.
Duke hate is in the
Yeah.
blood.
But that Hurley in that documentary was like, he was the only guy that had like the stones to like go right back
Yes.
at him.
Yeah.
I think that was the loudest pop last night was someone hit a Leitner jersey. They were holding it up and everyone booed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was a loud pop. And then, what's his name? Got a great one too. Not Dunleavy, not John
Luol
Wall.
Deng.
Yeah, Luol
Oh,
Deng.
John
oh,
Wall. I
cheers-
stood
cheers for him.
I stood on the floor about 25 feet from John Wall, and he looks old.
How old is he?
He's younger than me, but he
He's
looks
30,
old.
32, 33.
He looks
Where is he
old.
now?
He's
Nowhere.
nowhere.
Not on a roster.
He was so nasty.
Yeah, because he was 2010.
He's 33.
Yeah.
33, which is crazy for me to say. I'm fucking 36, but he looks old.
Yeah, he did look a little old.
Man,
Those Kentucky teams, was it him and Cousins on the same team?
Him, Cousins, Bledsoe, and Patrick
Yeah,
Patterson.
Yeah, that team was unbelievable.
So,
But yeah, it was interesting to see.
lots to unpack.
A lot. Hey, we want to tell you guys about Be the Hoss. Rico, you chopped it up with these
I
guys.
like these guys a lot.
Yeah, you got a hat. I know.
Not good guys, great guys.
Yes, I'm wearing a hat right now. Dave's wearing a hat right now. Riggs, we got to get you one
I
before
like
you
the
head
hat.
out.
This undershirt, I believe, is also.
Yep, that's
It is.
awesome.
That's a
Hoss, yeah.
hoss. Look at that. 3 out of 5 guys wearing a hoss right now. Whether you're hitting the gym, going to work out, or go out in the town, it's time to gear up, step out, and show the world what it means to be the hoss. Born and raised in Chicago, Hoss is an athleisure streetwear brand that has something for everyone. They're all over the office at this point,
Everybody loves it.
making a huge
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah.
People shooting
And it's
hoops.
not like they just dropped off a box of a ton of stuff and everyone just loves it. Like I think we're the only ones they advertise with. Everybody's just wearing it because it's good stuff.
I would say I've seen the hats from
yeah.
not just Dave's been wearing it all week, but I've seen them just on other people
Yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they're doing stuff with Anus too.
Okay.
They are.
Yeah, like I saw the Southside All-Star football game was sponsored by them, so they're just all over the
that's sick.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I forget which team won, but one of the teams, I think it was Team Green, put a hurting on them, but they were repping Hoss, so it's great to see.
Yeah.
It's all over Chicago, and you could rep it too if you go to bethehoss.com to check out their athletic line and leisure wear. So make sure you use code Barstool for 20% off the whole store, and be the Hoss today. 20% off is nice, so go use that. You got a jet, Rico?
I have advisors at 2. I think I have another 5 minutes. But
All right, yeah.
I have like a closing thought for me, maybe.
You got a closing thought?
No, I just was given the TV thing. I thought, it's just.
What's your favorite Christmas sitcom episode?
Oh shit.
The Woodland Christmas Critters in South Park.
Give us an episode breakdown.
Danny, were they a dream?
Is that Imagination Land?
No. That's not amazing. They reappear, but it's not.
No, there's one in South Park that had me pissing my pants.
It's the
when
Christmas
they go
Critters.
when Cartman goes to Baghdad to save Jesus, and he goes, or he has to atone for all his sins because he finds out he's not going to get any gifts. I'm not a major South Park guy like Dave, but they're in the sleigh and they're going, and they look over the thing, and he goes, "Oh God, this is Baghdad? What a shithole!" And Jesus turns and or Santa or Jesus turns and sees him and catches him, and he goes, "I mean, oh no, these poor unfortunate people." It's just fucking.
That's Cartman in a nutshell.
Unbelievable.
If you're talking South Park Christmas, you gotta mention Mr. Hanky. The Christmas
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Hank. That's old school.
But he's not around no more. The Christmas poo.
No, they kind of they evolved from a lot of characters. Like obviously, Chef died in the show and in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a bunch of characters in the older seasons. They kind of just wrote off the show, including Mr. Hanky.
That's an absolute.
Yeah, I
shame.
was popping shit on. Butters was prominent. I know who Butters was earlier.
Butters is one of the funniest characters
Yeah.
in the show. But in the Christmas Critters,
They still have the teacher?
they dream. Yes, and he's also huge now. But
Mr. Garrison?
Mr. Garrison, Mrs. Garrison, or Mr. One of the two. He's always changing. He's kind of just ambiguous sexually. But they dream up these. It's like a bear, a squirrel, a raccoon. It's all these little cute little woodland Christmas critters, and then it turns out they're all spawn of Satan, and they rape you and piss in your eye socket with aid piss and stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah,
What a recap.
Those guys are sick fucks, but geniuses.
they raped Val Kilmer. Actually,
All right.
Yeah,
It's not right.
yeah,
Crazy.
It's got enough. problems.
Iceman?
yeah. Iceman. They
Iceman.
raped Val Kilmer.
All right.
No, was it Val Kilmer?
He's super sick. He couldn't even
Yeah.
talk
I
in
know,
Maverick.
I think he might be dead. I think he died.
Did
Dead
he
or alive?
die?
Val Kilmer.
I don't think he has passed yet.
There we go.
Has he?
Moment of truth.
Val Kilmer is still alive.
Yeah, I don't think he's
Yeah.
passed
Top
yet.
end. It was crazy. But all right, yeah. Thanks, guys. I love chopping around.
Hey, give us.
Thanks, Rico.
Is there a Wonder Years Christmas you could give us before you take
The
off?
one DS doesn't have a
Saved by the Bell?
Saved by the Bell all in the mall.
He had the hot homeless girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's a little less curvy than my liking, but
Well,
She was probably 14 years older. Rico.
filming that? No, she was
no,
20.
she was
dude.
older. That girl was older.
I mean, playing a young.
Also, when I watched it, I was 12. So
Same.
Yeah, that's
You're frozen in that age.
Yep.
yeah. You're frozen,
Yep.
right? That's how it works, right?
yeah,
so.
they went a
Yeah.
good one. Wonder Years kind of had. They see Coach Cutlip being Santa in the mall. Boy Meets World had a couple of good ones. Sean thinks he's working for the mafia. I think sneaky Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm not a big Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had some great Christmas ones with Boys to Men when they book them
Oh,
singing.
yeah.
And that
Oh,
beautiful
that's right.
song.
That's right.
Yeah.
what
think
about
they
the
get
Sopranos
robbed
when
on-
they made Bobby Bacchieri
we
wear
That's
Santa?
a good one
Yeah.
when they get in the cab and they go, "I thought that you were driving," and they beat the fucking kill the guy. That's a good one too.
We were
They
lucky.
also
to-
have. I love when they cut away and all the Bing girls are dancing fully fucking naked in the fucking hats. It's like, it's unbelievable.
good.
Have you ever been to a real?
No,
what is
I
it?
have
Sapphire
not been
Kitten?
Dolls.
Satin
I've,
Dolls.
I've only seen it from the outside, like driving by.
I drive
it.
by it all the time.
I've been. I told you that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, not the
I would
actual.
go on the tour.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
to Satin
actual,
Dolls.
yeah.
Like you went to a strip.
Yeah, they bring you to a strip club.
No, I know, but were they actually stripping, or were you just on the?
No,
tour?
they were stripping.
They were. Okay.
Yeah,
They,
it
they
was.
should take you in the back room though.
They bring you in like,
and
a,
not the back room like Nicky Smoke's back room.
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
back room where I get a
yeah,
sandwich.
but
made.
you know,
Where he beats that bodyguard
Yeah.
up to prove he's
Yes,
still the head
Oh,
honcho.
that's a great scene. Yes.
Awesome scene. He's like, what the
I
fuck
might
you-
do a Sopranos
set.
rewatch.
Although no, that's
I
the
just
pork
did.
store back room. That's the pork store.
No, it's not. That's the Bing.
I'm pretty
What?
sure that's the
I'll
pork
bet
store.
you right now. Pick something.
Wait, what's the? Let us. We got
When
enough
he
Sopranos on
when
here.
he has the guy Muscles Marinade driving for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he beats his ass behind the Bing.
It's the
Or
Bing.
in the Bing back
I
room.
think
Yeah.
it's the pork store because they have. I remember the big two.
No, he uses
doors.
the pool table, the pool cue.
No, they're eating lunch, man.
Yeah, they're eating lunch. That's.
But
for
he's
sure.
in the fridge. I remember. Pull
They
this
have
scene
a
up.
fridge. They have a fridge in the back of Satriel's. Their little like clubhouse.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was the Bing, but
I think it's the
I
Bing.
think it's Satriel's.
All right, well,
Remind me not to eat anything from Satriel's
Pull that
anytime
up
soon.
if you can, Harry. I think it's Satriel's. My money's on Satriel's.
all right, Rico. Thank you.
Thank you, Rico.
Reags, thank you, my
thank
G.
you guys.
Great to
That's
have you
my toe.
guys in town. Oh, he stepped on his foot. Danny could slide back in. Yeah, I don't know. I got a problem with we don't like planes, trains, and automobiles, like we're just gonna completely overlook that, you know?
They're not doing 25 days.
Yeah, but they deserve Christmas deserves a week.
It's got a
whole season. It's got 6.
No, I'm
mean
saying
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving deserves a week.
Oh, thanks. It has its week.
It's
Well, that has
Nobody
a week.
does shit
You know
at
what
work
it
that
is?
week. It's a half day on Wednesday, basically.
it's Wednesday afternoon until Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
They have 5 days.
Thanksgiving was the guy who proposed on someone else's wedding day. It's just too close. There's
like
already
that
Christmas.
analogy, yeah.
There's already Christmas decorations
Yeah.
up while you're carving the turkey.
And like a lot of the Thanksgiving decorations kind of bleed into the Halloween decorations. You leave your hay bales and your pumpkins out. Like it's all kind of it's fall.
We really got to find something for January and February.
Yeah, been saying it for years.
Yeah.
We need a new
This
holiday.
guy
to-
doesn't care about Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
President's Day.
Can you even tell me what day of the month Martin Luther King Jr. Day is?
Yes, Dave. It's in January.
Day of the month.
It's usually like the 15th, the 14th. I
Second
feel.
week.
It's not like Thanksgiving where
Yeah, but it's like it's usually the
20th.
second Monday.
I think
yeah,
it's
like the weekend you
20th.
get off. You mean?
Yeah, it was always like it was kind of a benchmark when you go back to college.
President's Day
usually have
weekend
like a Monday
is
off.
underrated. We don't look forward to
Oh,
that
look at
enough.
that. Ed was right.
See, January
Look
15th.
at that, Ed.
Thank you. Take it back.
Take it back.
I take it back.
Okay.
Thank
You
you.
got me right. You got me.
What did you say, Danny?
I say we don't look forward to President's Day enough. That is a solid weekend you get off. I feel like people maybe go up to Wisconsin a lot unless you're chief, something like that.
I like Wisconsin. It's
Like
just not
Geneva.
part of Chicago.
Does every month have something besides January, February, and like I don't
Well,
know.
January has New Year's Day. It's a pretty big.
Yeah,
month.
but that's you want to talk about close. Christmas to New Year's Eve is just like.
But it has a whole different feel.
Tommy had
Like
that
the
thing on.
the feel of Thanksgiving is similar to the feel of Christmas. About family, it's like having a big meal. New
But that's
Year's
why
Eve
we
is
package it all into the holiday season. Like,
Yeah.
there's no religious ties to Thanksgiving or anything. It's just like we sit around and eat the same thing. It's like it's American tradition.
It's Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln is the one who made it a holiday. It hasn't even, if you think about it, hasn't even been a holiday for that long. Christmas has been a holiday for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
April, I guess. I don't know if you celebrate Easter, sure.
April Fools.
May you got Memorial Day, which is nice.
St. Patrick's Day in March.
Yeah.
You also it's not an official holiday, but the first 2 days of the tournament kind of. There's a lot of people who
Yeah. Mhm.
treat that as a holiday.
June's got nothing, right?
You don't care about your dad?
Yeah, it's Father's Day.
But it's the start of summer.
Yeah,
That's
I
something.
kind of feel like there's
That's a
like
holiday
almost every
enough.
Friday becomes like a holiday in the summer.
July's got the 4th, obviously.
Nothing in August.
nothing in
August is
August.
tough.
Shit month. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think did August go last in the month draft?
No,
No.
August is good.
I think February did.
What's wrong with August? February? What? August is an awful month.
Why?
The only thing that it has going for it, it's weather. There's no football.
That's fine
There's
with me.
baseball, but it's dog days.
Your team's been out of it for 2 months.
Yeah.
First weekend of August is always like a big weekend.
Fest season.
Yeah.
If you're a kid, you're still on summer break.
But you're going back to school.
True.
Yeah, back to school.
But I'll take that warm weather.
Dude, school supply shopping was kind of awesome, though.
And we would always get like a few new outfits for the start of the school year too.
Really?
New clothes shopping.
Some
yeah.
flannels.
I don't know nothing about that.
We would go to, I think it was called like school bells, and you'd have to get like the custom Catholic school uniform
really?
every year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get fitted. That was dreadful. Then
So
right after you
what
go
age
get
did you guys
markers.
start wearing uniforms?
Since preschool.
It's preschool.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay. So it wasn't just a high school thing. In middle school, you had to wear
Oh,
a
yeah.
school uniform too.
Middle school was stricter than high school. High school, you could just wear like any polo. Middle school had to be white, blue pants.
Yeah, if anything in a collar, you could wear a mechanic's. If it had a collar on it, you're good in high school.
Okay.
But in grammar school, it was, pretty
You had to.
Same
Everyone
polo.
wore the same
Yeah.
thing.
navy pants we had.
You guys didn't have to deal with any goths.
That's true.
Oh, they were goths. But they were a lot more subtle. Like they just had like the spiky wristband or something.
Yeah, you like customize your own uniform. You may have a hole
yeah.
in your school pants, your shirt's untucked.
Yeah, you
Gotta
were
be
like
creative.
Did you have to deal with goths, Dave? What do you mean deal with goths?
I mean,
to look at them?
pretty much.
Yeah.
no.
I mean, I feel like wearing a uniform automatically eliminates a lot of the clickiness that comes with like high school or school as a whole. And obviously, if a standard suburban high school like where we went, there's gonna be the goth clique.
there were definitely goths though. Like especially in high school. where you just kind of needed to wear pants, like any kind of slacks. Like they would just wear like the tight black ones.
Yeah.
You know?
You can tell by what they're drawing on their notebook.
Yeah. Hairstyles a little funky.
Yeah. They didn't legislate the hairstyle at all?
Oh yeah, you couldn't have it below your ears.
Okay.
But you still spike it.
Yeah, you could still spike it. That's like I'm taking a page out of your book. That's one of the funniest moments of South Park I've seen. When the Goths play at the talent show.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, the Goths are a great little side character to the show.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be in a talent show. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's a great
That's the
moment.
one where Cartman, he's the gospel singer, right?
I don't know. I can't tell you that, but yeah, school supplies. What was that? Lisa Frank had that like it was for girls.
What's Lisa Frank?
She had like the pony folders.
Oh, the
You know
horse
what I mean?
girls.
Yeah, look up Lisa Frank. Like.
Lisa Frank.
Lisa Frank folders. You once he pulls this up, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
I remember like Barbie and like My Little Pony folders, but who is Lisa Frank?
You know, you know. Lisa
I
Frank.
recognize those dolphins fucking
yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah, dude, that's Lisa Frank.
Okay.
I would always get the trappers with the super like futuristic cities on the cover.
Do they still do trappers?
I don't know. That's good. I
Can
haven't
you
thought
tell me
about
more?
it.
I don't know if I know what you mean.
A trapper keeper,
Yeah.
which is like it's almost like a backpack material, but it's like a zipper folder, and you put all your notebooks and folders and pens all
And
in
it's
one
got the
thing.
rings, so it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You never had a trapper keeper?
If I see
no,
it,
you have to put trapper keeper.
It's kind of like a baseball card book.
Yeah.
I probably just
With a
called it.
zipper.
Probably just called it a different thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I don't
Mine
see
were
any
always
of the
like
ones
Velcro.
that I had. Mine had like a full-on zipper.
Oh, I think I see it.
See
Go
that
down.
the Amazon one that's $32, or like the vintage '90s Mead 5-star, all the way to the right, all the way to the right. Nope, the teal one, the teal.
Yeah, that's the one that.
Yeah.
Those were like what we had. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
just didn't call it a trapper.
Yeah, and you could put your like pencils and organize it how you
Yeah.
wanted, and the rings always got fucked up.
They always got fucked up.
They wouldn't close all the way, and then you try
like
to
this,
yeah.
and then you'd
Right.
yeah,
It's a bad deal.
yeah.
You ever
It still bothers me right now
Yeah.
just thinking about it. Because you'd be trying to flip from one
It was
notebook to
poor
the other.
poor quality, and the zippers would break too because I'd always try to stuff it with everything, and then
I
it'd
was
snap.
poor growing up, and I also hated. My mom always cheaped out and got us the notebooks where if you tore a page out, it didn't have the perforated edge, so it wouldn't be straight. I would have to pluck all the things off, and it was embarrassing.
Why
It was
would
humiliating.
you go to scissors?
It was fun. It was fun to pluck
Then
them
what are you
off,
complaining about?
because all the other kids had the proliferated edges, perforated edges.
Okay, but you both said you hated it and you plucked it. 'Cause
I mean,
it was fun.
it
It's
was.
oddly satisfying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the more
Okay.
appropriate way to
Yeah.
put it. Oddly satisfying.
You ever realize how the pencil case never carried over to high school or college? It was like only a grade school thing. I kind of miss the pencil case.
I feel like it was an like not even middle school. Yet.
Yeah, ours was elementary.
Yeah,
elementary. Why
Middle
though?
school-
I think you probably did more coloring it.
I would just keep pens, pencils, erasers in there, whatever I wanted. Some gum. It was like a man purse almost.
You guys were allowed gum. We weren't even allowed.
We weren't allowed.
We weren't, but there was a couple of bad boys in the room.
Yeah, there was no
I'll take
gum.
that gum fine.
You were definitely a CCD scumbag who would steal gel pens.
What's CCD?
Like you would like.
He didn't go to CC.
You didn't go to
Public
CCD?
school kids who did religion class
We
on the
actually
side.
had our parish in St. Charles is called St. Pat's, and we would always do CCD at the school attached to the church in downtown St. Charles.
So did you steal gel pens?
I don't remember stealing gel pens. No,
All right, good.
it was Tuesday nights, 6:30. I fucking hated that.
Dude, that had to be horrible.
It was awful. It was awful. And then it was so bad. It was like more school. Like you get done with school and you gotta come home, take a break, do your homework, and then go do more school.
Do you know my sister was telling me that where my nieces and nephews go, there's no homework anymore.
For school?
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
gotten canceled, and
Yeah.
it's probably like
There's no homework anymore.
It was breaking families apart.
Homework?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my mom and my brother used to just go at it with the math homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I see arguments for it and I see arguments against it.
I think there's probably an appropriate amount.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I remember, so this also it's my dad's birthday today. So
Tell him happy
shout
birthday.
shout out Billy Boy, but
your
it
dad's
was
Billy too.
what?
Your dad's Bill too.
Yeah, Bill Brandell.
You're Billy too?
Yeah. But I remember because my sisters would do so I had an older sister, me, and then a younger sister, and they would do 4 hours of homework a night, and I would do maybe 45.
I was doing it on the bus the next morning.
Yeah, and I would do it for maybe 45 minutes, right? never a full hour. And they would always get A's and I would get B's. My dad, if you would just study, half of what your sister, you would have. I'm like, I don't want to though. I don't want to do that. That homework, that stuff was so. It was all just like tedious. I'm like, I already went to school. For 8 hours. I got to do more. I always thought homework was bullshit.
Yeah, the teachers were never on the same page of how much homework they were given. You know, they didn't know. They didn't know you had 2 hours for math, and they're about to give you another hour of science.
Prep school had mandatory study hall, 8 to 10 every single night, and you always had more than that. But they would it was almost like they would shut down the internet because you would have AIM or whatever back then.
Yeah, and they knew.
And they would shut down if you wanted to research something, you had to use books.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And that was not that long ago. But they had the power to shut down the whole internet, any sort of entertainment.
That's
you just studied.
That's torture.
Yeah, it sucked.
Just searching for those answers to the even numbered math questions.
Do you guys stay in touch with any of your teachers?
I stay in touch with one.
Obviously,
one.
Kish. He was a dean. Thank God.
But he was your coach.
And coach. There's one that I've been meaning to reach out to. My high school English teacher, and I'm not counting coaches. And then, when I was done with college, I got a box filled with different shit I did in 3rd grade from my 3rd grade teacher, and I've always meant to reach out to her because I do remember liking her.
Yeah. No, I don't. You? I always wonder about that.
Definitely.
Really?
She sent a box 3rd grade to after college, or was it high school?
Yeah, but
congratulating
for
me.
100 kids a year.
I mean, this is elementary school, so you only have the same class, so it's 30 or whatever.
Okay, 30 kids a year.
It always hurts when they don't remember you too.
But I feel like
I'll say this: I had the same teacher in 2nd grade, and then she moved up to 4th grade. I had to do community service. Court issued for a fake ID, so I did it at my elementary school. My 2nd and 4th grade teacher did not remember me.
Damn.
And I was very, very nervous she was going to, considering why I was there.
You're a bad
Have
boy.
I not taught you anything?
Yeah.
What was it our principal in high school? This guy just walked around all day with a clipboard, and he knew pretty much everyone's name. I felt
Always a smile on his face.
Yeah,
There's a day named after him.
You guys are a grade apart?
He's
2.
2 years. Yeah. And this guy, he was just the most bubbly, great kids at this school, great kids at St. Pat's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got so many pieces of shit. He's just you got great kids. And then I remember I got caught dipping on the walkathon, and I was in the dean's office, and he walks in. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh, you got caught dipping on the walk." It's like, "Oh no, he's a great kid. I'm sure it was bubble gum." I'm like, "You got great kids here." That's all I got. There'd be kids failing drug tests. He'd be like, he failed, but he's a great kid.
Yeah,
great kid. Everyone's a great kid.
You saw the potential in everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever get out of
great kids
trouble did you guys had to sign handbooks? I'm assuming, right, for sports?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in public school.
Yeah, in public school we did.
Yeah.
Even if you were 18, you weren't
Code of
allowed
conduct.
to. Yeah, code of conduct. You weren't allowed to buy nicotine even if you were legally of age. And we were me and my buddy Matt, who he's met a few times, we're on our way from practice to a JV game, and him and I weren't playing. We're seniors. We're already of age. Go to buy dip. Dare officer from the high school sees us buying dip. We didn't even see her in the gas station. Reports it to our head coach, and he pulls us aside, and he's like, if anybody asks, it was sunflower seeds, because we would have gotten suspended. That would have been my 2nd suspension, so I'd have been suspended half the season.
Yeah,
but
no,
it was sunflower seeds.
We weren't allowed to, for sure. No, because I was definitely 18 at the time, and it was just during a school day. Yeah. Because our walkathon, we walked from the school to Wrigley Field, and it was just whatever. We were on Irving, walking down the street, and then
7.6 miles because they made us go around the other schools, so nothing would happen.
They didn't let us cross. They didn't let us pass Lane and
can't walk down Addison.
Yeah, no, they didn't let us pass Lane Schurz and
Lane Schurz.
Gordon was the other one because I thought
at the
there'd be
time.
fights.
Because you guys weren't good kids.
All right, we'll talk some sports, but before we do, I want to talk about Frania. We're pumped about it.
'Tis the season.
Yes. Holidays are better with Franzi. We just talked some holidays. You should definitely have a box for your Thanksgiving.
So I took one. I have one at home. I have it in the fridge. I made myself a nice little steak broccoli dinner last night, and I was just like, you know what this needs? A glass of wine.
You need a parrot.
You just turn that little spigot spout, and you just fill your glass. It's always cold. It goes on. Those bags last forever.
Yeah, they're 34
glasses.
for 5 liters of alcohol. The bang for the buck's incredible. We went to this place out in Naperville over the weekend, and it's got like $1 billion wine cellar, and we had Franzia and all these $1 billion glasses of wine from like Bordeaux, France. The difference is so negligible, especially when you take into account the price points of the two.
Yeah, it's crazy too. Like I'm definitely a beer guy, not a huge wine guy, but we had some of the Sweet Blush yesterday. I was like, I could absolutely just sit here and drink this.
Wine is so
Yeah.
It's so light.
It really was awesome.
You should always have some wine around. You never know what kind of guests are coming over.
Yeah.
The girls
It's
love
perfect
wine.
for-
Guys love wine. Have it around.
Yeah.
Like we did the blind taste test a few months back, and I challenge any one of you out there listening to get 5 random wines, include one of them including Franzia. You're gonna be like, Franzia's the best.
They were explaining it to us, like they just kind of cracked the code on how to like produce at a level that gets the price point down. It is very good quality. Like it stacks up like you're saying. It's not like even against like sommelier. Like it's just a very good quality.
I've had shit wine before. Shit wine, it's like undrinkable.
And I will say, I haven't had like that post wine headache from it either. So I think it's just the good stuff. That sweet nectar.
And they have a new look box for the holidays. They got the Franzia Cabernet Sauvignon box.
That's what I've been drinking.
They got a sweater to match. The sweater's awesome. It lights up. So yeah, it's a limited edition holiday box available for purchase in retail stores nationwide while supplies last. It'll be great for ugly sweater season and whatnot. Like Dave said, 34 glasses or 6 bottles in one box, which is great for sharing, great for just having a good time with your friends. Get that smooth, crisp, fruity, bold, and refreshing taste. So yeah, whatever your preference is, the more the merrier. Wine is like good friends. You want plenty around. So enjoy responsibly, though. Copyright 2023, Franzia Vineyards, Ripon, California. Pick up Franzia's limited edition Cabernet box in stores while supplies last, and shop the Franzia holiday merch collection at shop.franzia.com. All right, where do we want to start sports-wise? We could start with number 1 coming back this week, right?
Yeah, I think that's the story.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's ready for him to be back. Shouldn't be any controversies. Tough spot to come back. Detroit Lions are no slouches over there, but I'm actually like excited to watch him play. It's been a minute. And
I'm really buying into my next 4-game theory. Like I kind of think something could get going here or go completely the other way where it's like a no-doubter.
What do you prefer?
I prefer them to be good, but like also, I guess 4 games isn't going to complete. Well, unless if they're like absolutely insane.
It matters so much for.
I don't think it should or that it does. He has to have his mind made up already. He can't possibly take these.
Who is he?
Polls.
That's what I don't even like.
Come on, you can't.
Is it Kevin Warren though? Like that's the thing.
Or Kevin his boss.
Yeah. Well, his boss is George.
I meant Poles' boss, Kevin Warren.
Yeah. Okay.
But like Fields is not it. He's not it. Please don't let smoke and mirrors. So
I would love to get sucked back.
The only 2 games this series had the quarterback rating over 120 against the 31st and 32nd ranked defenses in the league. Don't buy into it if he lights up a shit team over these next 4 or 5 weeks. Please, God. Because it might happen. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. You got to start over. He's not the guy.
Yeah.
He's not the guy. No, you know. You admit it, he's not the guy.
I don't think he is either, but I do think that there's I think I've always.
What quarterback has ever taken 35 fucking starts?
I just said I agree with you, but I do think.
I'm getting frustrated because I can sense what's going to happen. Like he is going to light it up, and then they're going to be stuck with him like on a Daniel Jones type, whatever.
The situation, like it's so like they're in such a pickle at the quarterback position because it's like if he's good and then
I don't think they are.
No, of course they are. Would you rather have Justin Fields or Michael Penix? Because if they're good enough and they're outside the Drake May, Caleb Williams zone with both picks, because
I'd rather have Michael Penix making 700, whatever the fucking.
Well, your Fields is going to be on the roster likely.
No, I know it would be traded, but
just saying.
I'm not entering 2024 with Justin Fields as my starting quarterback unless he just is like ungodly good these next few weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
Which I don't anticipate.
Listen, here's what I'm saying. Like you You were in on Fields coming into the season, correct?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be those like improvements. Yeah,
I do think you were the least in on him, though.
yeah, probably the least in.
Yeah.
But I was like, I expected the same as everybody else. The Nate Davis signing the right draft pick. Obviously added to the receiver core. I thought they were going to be better, and that Fields would. But like the games he's been bad, like you're going to keep getting those games week to week to week, and then all of a sudden he'll run for 100 yards, throw for 280, 2 touchdowns. He hasn't. Yeah, right.
But like, okay, so then you were sold on him before the season, mostly, and then it took 5.5 games for you to be unsold.
Completely unsold because not like everything that I saw last year that made him the shit quarterback I thought he was. None of it got better. They changed the game plan last year, and they started winning games, and they looked entertaining. Like
they did not start winning games.
Games were competitive. They were putting up points in bunches. Is what I
they were
should
losing
say.
games
like 33 to 30
because
to Miami or whatever.
The defense was in shambles.
Yeah.
But I mean, I said at the start of the year, I'm like, hey, if he rushes for 500 and 3 score, but he passes for 3,025 and 10 picks, like that's a fucking great year. Awesome. Build off that. But it's not that. He's lit up 2 dog shit defenses, and he's been brutal against anybody that remotely resembles an NFL defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always had this like 10 game sample size in my mind, which I know is
for this year.
Yeah, which I know is arbitrary. But I always just had a 10 game sample size, and I am kind, and I know he has a really hard time reading a defense. Mm-hmm. I know he's slow to get the ball, and I know he's slow to drop back. I know there are problems that aren't necessarily the easiest correctable problems, which scares me, but I just can't help but think to all the flashes we saw last year and like how the coaching staff, I don't think, has put him in the best position to succeed.
I agree with that. The thing that's so like
the coaching staff can't throw the ball for him when there's a fucking wide open seam route without anybody 20 yards.
Your coaches are supposed to look at a guy's talents and put him in the best possible position to succeed. I don't think they do that either.
Absolutely not.
What is so mysterious to me is that his game-breaking running ability is just gone this year. It's gone. Like he hasn't had. I don't think he's had a run over 20 yards.
Yeah, like a highlight reel.
How many has he had over 10?
Yeah.
Like there were times where he was scrambling around back there, and it's like, all right, I'm taking off, and it's like,
I would say that
Dolphins game last year was like, what
that hasn't left though. We know that's there. He's 23, 24 years old. That's still there.
But like, where is it?
It's there. Who cares where it is? I don't give a shit where that is because it's there.
But here's my overarching point: the defense in the last 4 to 6 weeks has played a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
If you had if Justin Fields was as dynamic and healthy, but as dynamic this year as he was last year with this defense, they're probably right.
Yes,
which sets up other things.
Yeah,
but they were scoring 30 points a game.
Yes.
If you combine last year's offense with this year's defense, they're probably a playoff team. Probably they're like, if you look at around how bad the league is,
playoff team.
They're probably right.
Yeah,
I don't know about a playoff team.
They're better. They're sniffing around, which is not saying much because it's hard to. They're 3-7.
But it's like the teams that they've lost to this year, like they're not.
Yeah,
like I don't think there's anybody really good in the NFC. With the Eagles, that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Niners.
Lions.
Niners.
But the
Niners. I think the Lions are good too.
I think the Lions could win the league, but it's not like the Vikings are 6-4. You tell me the Bears with that combination, they can't get to like a level where they're as good as the Vikings or the Saints or the Buccaneers. Like there's a lot of shit teams, and the Bears, and then there's 10 feet of shit, and then there's the Bears, and it's like
to your point, like you say, like the coaches aren't putting him in. We see these screenshots every single week of Justin Fields.
Dude, he's not.
So they are putting him in a position. It's like, dude, fucking look at the receiver that's open and hit him like an NFL quarterback should.
He can't do that.
That's
so
on
you
him.
have
to. That is on him. Man. That is abso-fucking-lutely on the quarterback. You can't swing a bat for a hitter. You can't pitch a ball for a pitcher. You can't take a jump shot for a shooting guard. You can't throw the ball or read it.
Dave,
you can tell them like, hey, this guy's going to be wide fucking open.
Let me give you another analogy. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's say it's a pitcher.
Yeah,
and you throw 100, but you can't control your breaking ball at all. and it's like, hey, this guy can't hit a curveball, and the manager goes throw him 4 straight curveballs, and he walks him. Is that on the pitcher, or is that on the guy who called the pitches?
It's okay. That's a fair analogy. However, like when you're,
I understand what you're saying. He can't do it. So do something else.
He should be able to do it. So go fucking get somebody else.
Fine,
that's my point.
But I'm talking in the immediate
That's
future.
like the very first thing you look for in a quarterback is the ability to read a field, and then everything else.
He can't do it.
Then what are we talking about? Get the fuck rid of him.
I personally don't care how you move the ball down the field. I don't care.
I don't for the most part either.
You do.
However, I
Run
think
the fucking triple option for all I care. If you're scoring points and moving the ball, I don't give a shit.
But you can do that in bunches. Even over a decent sample size, you can do that. However, you have to be able to adjust in multiple ways, and Justin Fields can't do that. He won't do that. And I don't think that's necessary. I'm not necessarily defending Getsy or Eberflus. They both fucking stink too. Get rid of those 2 assholes too.
All right, now we agree.
However, like I think that they have put Justin Fields in a better spot to succeed than people want to say for whatever reason, considering how often he misses these open receivers. If he hit one of these a game, his numbers and the Bears season might be completely different. That's like a score a game he's missing.
I think the truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
like you look at what the Ravens did with Lamar.
Let's just get rid of all of them.
They
Can we
didn't
agree to
run
that?
the Joe Flacco offense with
No.
Lamar. They created something brand new. Mm-hmm. And he won the MVP.
Yeah.
And I think
Unanimous, right?
What?
Unanimous.
I think so, something like that. But so I do think that's what I mean. Like they looked at, hey, we don't have a pocket quarterback like we have with Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do something else. And they did something else, and they were successful with it. I think that to Eddie's point, which is what he said all along, that this coaching staff, they don't get the most out of him. You're right. He's missing obvious things.
What else can they do? Just ground and pound the whole game? Like
I'd
don't
have to
think
know
that's
more about
sustainable
what I'd have to
in
know
an
more about
NFL
what Baltimore
world.
does. But I would trade coaching staffs with them in a heartbeat,
Oh,
and I
of
think
course.
the Bears would be a hell of a lot better.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah, it's definitely somewhere close to the middle.
I think he sucks, and I think they suck. I'll just keep it at that.
All right.
He fucking stinks. Actually, I assume there's going to be a new quarterback on the roster regardless next year. They're not going to roll with Fields and Bagent. Just those 2 1-2 punchers. There's going to be somebody new. I wouldn't mind turning him to like a Taysom Hill type fucking player.
I said
for
that
last year.
as well, yeah. But I don't think he would do it.
No, he wouldn't do it. Of course not. But like, fuck off. Like, you want to be an NFL player? Like, what did Taysom Hill sign for? $80 million 2 years ago or whatever?
Yeah, but I don't.
That's a nice little payday for Justin Fields. You can live off that.
Certainly, but I think if he's looking about his next contract,
there's
he'll
no
never
way.
do it.
There's
He'll
no
never
way.
do it. I agree.
That's fucking
like,
stupid
and
on his point then, because he sucks at playing quarterback. He sucks at playing quarterback.
I don't know, Dave. Change of scenery is a real thing, and I think someone in a different system.
How often do
can
you
get him
change
going.
this? I mean, Tannehill kind of a little bit. Kirk Cousins was the same guy he was in Washington.
Drew Brees got a lot better.
That was like a big trade though. When that was for Reggie Bush, right?
No.
No. Who am I thinking of?
I'll tell
Jared
you.
Goff looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl to Rams.
Okay, but still,
But
they got
like
rid of
they
him.
got rid of him because they're like, he's not the guy to lead us to a Super Bowl, even though he had already taken him to one, and they went out and got Matt Stafford. But my point is, with like the Brees thing, like Brees had been the starter there, I think, for 2 years, and they're like, I don't really think this is the guy. So then they draft Phillip Rivers, and the Brees is on the roster for 1 more year. He lights it up and signs a big free agent contract with New Orleans, and Chargers were like, go, because we have Phillip Rivers.
But that's like a pure
But I'm saying-
passer who you don't have to shift an entire offense for.
He became that. Remember,
He was the first pick in the second round.
yeah,
Like,
he was
wasn't
like a
some-
Heisman finalist.
Yeah,
he was a very
walk-on,
good,
yeah, Rose
but
Bowl.
Yep.
Rose in the mouth thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but
But
Justin Fields, you're gonna have to radically change an offense for.
Yeah.
An interesting storyline as well that I'm looking, like you just talked about the defense, and last 3 out of 4 games have been pretty good. The Chargers game was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think really seeing what they're made of is going to be a big part of
Their
like
metal?
how much I'm going to enjoy the rest of the season too. I mean, it's already lost, but like you
Like
just
if they compete at least.
I mean, the Lions' offense is real.
Oh, yeah.
Laporta, Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameer Gibbs, David
boy.
Montgomery, Goff. Like, that's a fucking good offense. And,
Dude.
of course, because everyone's like, there's getting steam behind, like, oh, like, it seems like Falus got that defense turned around. I mean, listen, the Panthers are all shit. The Raiders are shit.
Yep.
The Saints...
They're trash.
Not very good, you know. So I'm very interested to see, especially another week with Sweat, how things progress here for that side of the ball. So that's very interesting.
They're in a fucking pickle. They are in a pickle because the worst thing is, I think, is keeping everybody. And if they do enough to keep everybody, then it's like, I don't know. I'm worried that they're gonna. My biggest fear is that they perform well. You know?
But what if they perform well for these last 7 weeks? And it's like, all right, they just started slow. They needed that pass rusher and Sweat.
I don't want to bring back Eberflus. Is my point.
Yeah.
Okay, so
well, it's weird though, right?
That's my fear.
These rookies, look better. Obviously, Billings, we found out he's a guy that we want to have here.
They have some pieces. You know, they had I think Kyler Gordon has looked very good.
Yeah,
he's getting a lot of love right now.
Yeah,
he had his best game.
Definitely had his best game. So he and they have some pieces. It's just like I feel like I don't want a scenario where George can come downstairs and be like, let's just give him. We don't want to pay 2 coaches. Let's give him 1 more year. I don't want that. And I think the Bears are the type to be like, we just hired this guy. We saw them do that with John Fox. Pace knew he was firing Fox after that final year regardless, and they kept him largely because the ownership, McCaskey's, they didn't want to seem unstable, and they didn't want to pay 2 coaches at the same time. And I'm very worried that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Because to me, with the issues with the staff and all the problems, you have to move on from this guy. And I feel like if they show enough, they win 3 more games. It's an improvement. We won 4 more games or whatever it was than we did last year, and it was a chaotic start, but we got better. Let's run it back 1 more year. That to me is a nightmare scenario. You're just stuck in neutral forever, stuck in the mud.
Neutral's a bad place to be in American sports.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's big. I'm really interested in this 4-game stretch. Lions, Vikings, Lions, Browns. There's something about it
That's
because
4 pretty competent teams.
Yes, exactly. 4 solid teams, and then obviously you're going to be.
How's
playing
the Lions defense? I know they got completely fucking bukkakied by
the Chargers. The Chargers too.
Yeah,
Chargers put up a lot of. I think they put up 30 on them. I think it's one of those things where
Vikings. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how Fields is going to do. We'll see.
It's not like who Glenn is their D coordinator. I know it's not. They're not
Aaron
a bunch
Glenn.
of world beaters. It seems like when Hutchinson gets cooking, they're just a weird rhythmic team.
Yeah.
From what I see,
I like watching
they'll have
them.
those games with like 8 sacks and then they'll have 0. You know, it's like a weird rhythmic team. So yeah, we will.
They're kind of like that last year.
We'll see. We'll just keep going and assess.
I'm saying 1-3.
Through the stretch?
They'll beat the Vikings. That's at home.
No, it's at Minnesota.
Oh, never mind.
I think, yeah.
No, honestly, they're going to go 0-4 that stretch. They're not beating Cleveland. Absolutely, Cleveland's actually pretty good.
Watson's gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, but they're still like, even when Watson didn't play, they were still winning games. So it's a weird team. And then the last 3, obviously, of Arizona, Atlanta, and Green Bay. So
you want to lose that? Oh no, it doesn't matter.
No, it matters.
You want to lose that Arizona game.
Yeah, you want to lose that.
Yeah.
Oh no, you definitely want to lose that. I was thinking Carolina.
And when I say like 4 games, I'm not like saying like we need to win them. I'm saying like just from like
evaluation purposes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. David, the White Sox lost Jason Benetti.
We didn't talk about this yet?
Nope.
That shocks me. It feels okay. I'll make it very quick, very clear from my perspective. I don't give a shit who the broadcast team is for the Chicago White Sox, so long as they are winning baseball games. I said it on Twitter that I don't care if Ronnie fucking Woo is calling their games, saying woo for 3 hours straight during a broadcast. If they're winning 100 games, it doesn't matter to me. On the flip side, they're losing 100 games every single year.
Correct.
So when you have a born-bred Southsider who's very, very, very publicly said that being the broadcaster for the White Sox is his dream job, and that person goes on to gain success on a national scale in broadcasting with college basketball and college football for the biggest media conglomerate in sports, you probably want to keep that guy, especially if he's as beloved as he is to the fans. And especially when he is what many Sox fans, him and Steve Stone, his broadcast partner, consider to be the only palatable part about the organization. You probably want to keep that guy just to get in some sliver of a good side with the fan base. The fan base, that mind you, fucking detests everything that you do and everything that you're about. They didn't do that. They let him go to Detroit. So I assumed that he was going to go to Detroit, work home games like Steve Stone and Hawk did later in his career, and start to just do his national, Sunday night baseball with A-Rod or whoever, Jessica Mendoza, and, Final Four basketball games for whoever he's working with, because that's basically what the path is he's on. No, he's working 124 baseball games for the Detroit Tigers contractually.
Yeah. So he'll still have national opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have that, but
it's only 75% of the games.
75% of the games, but the White Sox, that was too little for them. And that's basically all he's worked anyways. You look, White Sox, Brooks Boyer, whoever's listening. I know Brooks Boyer's not listening, but I know this could get to him. You are not, you are a stepping stone. You are a stepping stone organization in every single way. For free agents, for coaches, obviously Tony La Russa back in the 80s. You are as big of a loser organization as no one owes you any loyalty. Jason Benetti should have been something that you were like, holy shit, we got, you hit a lottery ticket. This guy wants to work for you. Will do anything he can to make, how he, to perform at his best when he's working for you, on top of being just Carmen Sandiego flying all over the place. You fucked up. And like I said, I don't care who the broadcast is. It's this is just another little flick to the nuts you guys do.
It's also, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think if he went to the Yankees or the Dodgers or somebody like that, a big team that was going to pay him a shit ton, and it was one of the giant markets, I don't think people would be what the fuck, going to the Tigers, losing out to the Tigers, which is a small market.
In the division. They open up with each other next year.
Yep. That's
you just I don't know how to run a business. I don't know how to do anything.
I'd like to see you try to run a business.
I am a business owner. My baseball program was a business, so
it's true.
Cut myself a $25,000 check. None of you guys have ever done that, not to brag. However, I would think as a businessman, I'm imagining I'm Bill Gates. You would never do anything to just appease a fan base. The White Sox are so bad that they have to start doing that.
Yeah, but it's also
on a minor level, keeping the broadcast.
He's also just thing that people genuinely good.
Yeah,
and it's the negative PR isn't worth what
Chuck
they're saving
Naso and I are cut from the same cloth. He's very shticky. He's dorky. Tells corny jokes.
I think you need a little bit of that when you're the hometown guy.
Sure, but I'm a Hawk guy.
Yeah.
He's following the voice of my childhood.
Yeah.
It's tough to follow that. But
I'm very indifferent.
Yeah, it's
and that's nothing against
it has nothing
him,
that Jason Benetti left. It's that the White Sox fucking allowed it to happen, and not even allowed it to happen. By everything I've heard, I don't know what's true. It's not. It's they were pissed at him for advancing his career on a national level. It's dude, you're a regional fucking market baseball team that sucks ass at everything. You suck ass at everything. You're lucky that he stuck around like he did. Shut up.
Have they named a replacement yet?
No, but I did DM
our boy.
I don't think I've ever met him in person. Have I?
Oh, Wayne.
I've Wayne Randazzo. He says that Brooks has got his number. Brooks Boyer, the White Sox. So I don't know. That'd be nice.
The quote here from Bernstein on 670 that said Jerry doesn't like his broadcasting. He doesn't think he's funny.
Honestly, one thing Jerry and I'll agree on. I don't think he's funny either. He's more for like kids, you know, and family viewing. It's not Hawk, you know, getting a little, you know,
having a couple and having a good time.
Anything else here? We got Bedard. Obviously, Counsell had his introductory press conference.
Yep.
Says he's here because he feels like the time is now, which obviously
he's here because he got paid $40 million. And he has said very publicly he wanted to reset the manager pay scale.
Which he did.
Come on.
Yeah.
And the Cubs are, you know, on the up and up. But
yeah.
No, you're right.
They had a good team, and they're going to go get hopefully more players, and then he'll be right. Yeah.
Any Bedard, Bowles, anything?
I got some. Bedard's averaging a point per game.
Yep, sure is. He's 13 points in 13 games. That trip to Florida was like honestly so perfect because he looked spectacular. I think he had 4 goals in the 2 games. I think he might have had 6 points in the 2. Like he was so good. He was doing things that it's like you're a wizard. It was like he figured out that he might be one of the best players in the league. Hold on. And then they lost that game to the Panthers. So they beat Tampa, and then he was spectacular, entertaining, all that, and they still lost. That's the sweet spot for this year. And they stood up for each other a little bit more because I complained about that last time. So Foligno got in that Russian's face when he put it was a clean hit on Bedard. I still didn't like it, and I liked the response from the team where they went after him, and that guy didn't fight him. But you still, you know, like, hey, it was a clean hit, but it wasn't necessary kind of thing. So leave our kid alone. And but yeah, he had this pass to set up the goal against Tampa, where he like flicked it on his heel, like behind his back, went to a guy coming on sides, and then he went in on the 2-on-1. He got the puck back and finished the goal. I watched it 600 times because it was like such a like I don't even know how many people noticed it, but it was just like the initial pass to start the whole play by Bedard. Nobody else even thinks to make that play. Like he's Galaxy Brain guy. He's incredible.
Are we officially unironically calling him Bedsy now? I've
Did
been
I do
hearing it in
that?
the locker room. No, but I've been hearing
Oh,
it.
they
He's
said
got
that.
the name.
Yeah, they said that right away.
Means more
Murphy.
coming from them than random 22-year-old that we.
19-year-old kid, go Bedsy boy.
Yeah. Taylor Hall called him that.
Yeah, and Murphy did it earlier in the year on camera. So yeah, whatever. Bedsy works for me. Start making some Bedsy shirts, but he's as advertised, and he's starting to be like. He's like it's a fuck you mode. Like when he scores his goals, and then he has like this energy that's like Russell Crowe in Gladiator, when he just looks at the crowd and like, dude, why don't you expect anything else? And
I do love that.
I love that too, because he's not a priss. You know, like there's players that are built like him. The guy who pops in my head is Elias Pettersson up in Vancouver, who's like an awesome player, but he's like slight and like he's pure offense. And you can bully him a little bit. I don't think you're going to be able to bully Bedard. I think he's just kind of how Kane was just like impervious. Like he's small. He's not going to start shit, but he's impervious to you trying to bully him. And he's just going to get his, and he goes to the net. He's fucking awesome. He's awesome. I feel like I should just say that again. He's fucking awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
You have a Bulls note or no?
Bulls are making news.
Yeah, he's probably going to get traded. I think there's openness on both sides.
Fuck him,
dude. The one our guy Daniel Greenberg had a quote and said, according to KCJ Hoop on Molly Hall, Zach LaVine has, quote, never gotten over head coach Billy Donovan benching him late in the loss against the Magic on November 18th, 2022.
Stop it.
He had 4 points on 1 in 14 shooting that game. That says it all. Get Zach LaVine out of here.
I mean, even our boy Pat Bev, when Rowan asked him about it, he basically was like, Billy Donovan's the man. They got other problems. He didn't like name Zach LaVine, but it's like who else could it be?
He's not a team guy.
Yeah.
Not good.
If I was in the NBA, I'd be a total fucking prima donna prick too.
Just got to earn it a little. That's all.
He hasn't done shit.
Right.
Yeah, he got paid.
But that's what like
Once you
Dave's
get paid, that's when I'd be the prima donna, no matter how good or bad I was.
Dave's looking at numbers of like D'Angelo Russell, and that's what like this numbers don't tell at all.
Yeah.
No, I know. There's guys that are just
he's
bums.
insanely talented.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking
Jamal Crawford.
bum.
No, he was actually good.
Crawford was good.
Yeah, he was
I
good.
was very impressed.
He just
with
didn't
him
play
at that
defense.
thing. Yeah. No, Levine's a bum. Like he's a
He's good. He's a really good basketball player.
but like he's
a bum.
This is what I've been.
He's a bum.
He's a bum.
He's a bum.
He's not a guy. If you're trying to build something special, he can't be your
Bum.
best guy because he's a bum.
Bum.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
He can't be your. He can't be.
But he
your-
won't accept not being the best guy. Fuck
Right.
him.
He's like the alpha guy who has no business being an alpha.
Fuck him.
Fuck
He's
him.
a
He's
bum.
a bum. He's a Dave.
He's a bum.
Yeah, I think Dave's going a
Bum.
little too hard.
No,
He's got a bad
bum.
attitude.
He's
That's
a
why
bum.
I hate him.
Got a
Yeah.
bad
He's a bum.
All right then.
Bums have good attitudes.
No.
No, that's why he doesn't like him.
Sometimes they do.
People hear bum and they say like, "Oh, he's
No,
not
you
good."
could, you could be a
I'm not saying
tryhard
he's not
and,
good.
and a.
I'd
and
rather
bad,
give
yeah.
me 12 Pat Bevs over 12
Yes,
Zach Levines.
agreed.
Yeah.
All right then. We could wrap it up here. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Let's go ball.